My name is Eleni. I have been employed by Dress for Success Sydney, and I also have lived experience that I'm hoping some people sitting here have the same lived experience and to encourage you. I have an extensive work history with a lot of skills, but I also, in the perfect life storm that happened about 12 years ago, ended up making poor decisions that now see me labelled with a criminal record. To try and get employment with a criminal record is a huge barrier because most employers will do a criminal record check and they get back on a piece of paper the police terms usually, which don't tell you anything about the person's trauma before offending, what they've done to rehabilitate, or where they're heading now. And most people will just see the record. They don't see the rest of it. So what I experienced post my 11 months of incarceration, when I'm told by corrective services to get out there and contribute to the community, was that I couldn't do that. Because every time I tried to apply for a job and I saw the tick box for a criminal record check, I was extremely frightened, and all it did was made me feel full of more shame, which I had worked so hard for with a forensic psychologist to not feel that shame, which got me into trouble in the first place. So by having criminal record checks, you are not helping people move forward, but telling them to look backwards to why they got into trouble, and to try and build someone's self-worth when they're trying to get a job does nothing when they're continually excluded. So Dress for Success Sydney was started by a woman called Megan Etheridge, and she got funding for a program that has been running for 3 years now called Success Works, and that was specifically for women with a criminal record. And I met with Megan and she said, "What's your interest in women with a criminal record?" I said, "I am one of those, and I know how hard it is to move ahead. It's hard from the moment you meet with Centrelink, because you don't want to tell them you have a record, because again, you're retelling your story and you're filled with shame again. And then you get put on, the highest mutual obligation for your job seeker payment, and then you've got all these other obligations to meet, and that sends a negative spiral for people to go, "I can't do this, it's too hard." So we want to be encouraged to be truthful. Firstly with Centrelink, then you want to be encouraged to be truthful with employers who are willing not to automatically exclude, but have some questions in place to ask what the circumstance was. And at Success Works, that's what we actually do. We engage with employers, explain to them if the offence has nothing to do with the job you're providing, what's the problem? And they go, "Oh, I never thought of that." And then we explain some of the women's circumstances, and employers have gone, "That could have been me." I go, "Yes, it could be anybody sitting in this room or in this exhibition hall that's had any sort of trauma in their life, and suddenly they find themselves on the other side of the law." Now, what if that was your father, your brother, your uncle, your sister, your mother, your grandmother? Would you want them to be defined by this for the rest of their lives? No. What if it's you? I had an extensive work history. I also have a history of mental illness, of domestic violence, which is included under the banner of diversity and inclusion, but when it comes to a criminal record, it's not even listed. Over 70% of women who have a criminal record have experienced mental illness, trauma, domestic violence, and then they've got a criminal record on top of that. So I would encourage employers to have a think about their risk assessment processes and not automatically exclude. So Success Works has been sponsored by Dress for Success Sydney, And because we have been so successful in supporting 66 women with a criminal record into employment, as of this Friday we are branching out on our own. So successworks.org.au is an organisation that supports women with a criminal record back on their feet, and it not only changes their sense of self-worth, it changes their lives and it changes that of their children. It also impacts the community because you have given people a chance to earn a wage and not turn back to any other ways they may have created an income. So you're creating a safer community by giving someone a chance, and you're also saving taxpayers' money. It costs $302 per day per person for incarceration. Then you've got welfare on top of that. So it's a huge saving to government and to taxpayers to give somebody a job and give them another chance. So I'm really proud to work with Juanita, who is the peer support coordinator. We both have lived experience, and we're hoping to make a difference not only to the community but to the lives of the women that we serve. Thank you.